Hi, good morning, everyone.
สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you so much for joining this beautiful celebration of my dear Peace Sisters celebration of life. And thank you so much to the Denton family for giving me a great honor by inviting me to speak about my dear Peace Sister. I met Rosie many years ago. I'm a volunteer at the Meditation Center of Alabama. And she came with her family many years ago. And Leo, her husband, told me that she was struggling with a medical illness, and the doctor had advised her to seek out some sort of maybe spiritual growth or kind of sense of community or uplifting kind of loving kindness, something that would be good for her mental health. And I will always be very grateful to this doctor because without him, I would have never met Rosie. And I got to know her over the last few years of her life as she attended the Meditation Center of Alabama pretty much every week, even when it was the toughest for her physically and mentally. She would still come to meditate at the center every week with her beautiful, incredibly generous and compassionate family. And she was the most, and still is the most amazing lady that I've ever met, one of the most inspiring people that I've ever met in my life. She was struggling with something that I could personally never even imagine what it would be like to have to go through that. But each time I saw her, each time her family came through the front doors of the meditation center, and she was there in her wheelchair toward the later part of her life, and she would smile. I was always volunteering and really busy, but she would smile and she would look at me, and we would just connect for a moment. And just her smile and just her presence gave me so much strength and hope and inspiration to do what I was doing and to give. And she just lit up the room with her light and her loving kindness. And I will never forget her because being human is sometimes very challenging, and will be for all of us at some point in time of our life. But to witness how much courage and how much strength and how much pure unconditional love that she had, and she shined forth every single breath that she took when I met her until the very last day, was an incredible testament to, they say that when things are the toughest in your life, then kind of the greatest warrior will shine through. And she really was the shining example of this because she emanated such strength. I would see her every time she came to the center, and I would hug her and tell her that I loved her. She would always make it a point to tell me that she loved me, and she would pat my back. In the later part of her life, she was not able to speak very articulately, but she would just smile, and I could just feel the love straight to the core of my center. She would just up pat me on the back, like, keep going, Nina, don't give up. Like this poor little Asian girl, like, don't give up. And I always felt it, and it was like an uplift that really kept me going through a lot of stressful times in my life as a student, as a medical student. And yeah, I'll never forget that. Even when I have the most obstacles in my life, or when I feel that I'm the most challenged at any point in time, sometimes I would just actually feel that she was there, smiling, sending her love, and patting me on my back as if to say, keep going, don't ever give up, do your best, love yourself like I love you and everybody, and do your best for the world around you. And I hope that this message of strength and inner peace, and how gracefully and how courageously she dealt with all of the challenges in her life, from since this was the only time that I knew her. I hope and I wish that all of you take this strength and this loving kindness with you. You're here today probably because you know her or you've lived with her. And to her family, her beautiful family, we would never have met Rosie if it weren't for all of you. and how lucky and blessed we are to have been able to meet every single one of you. You are all so special and so unconditionally compassionate. And I know at your farm, you have different people coming in to stay with you every now and then, and they're always from different parts of the country. I like to think of it as kind of like the United Nations, because they all come, and so they all have the most beautiful, peaceful heart. And your mission and your goal in this life to do your best to love yourself and others is so clear and is so forefront. Whenever I meet any single person in your family, and I just can't thank all of you enough for taking such incredible care of her. She will always be with us. She will always live with us, a most pure and beautiful light at the center of our beings, encouraging us to be the light, to be strong, to be inspiring, and to change ourselves for the better, and to never stop cultivating that goodness, that mindfulness, and that peace of mind, just like she did every single week in the most difficult time of her life. She was able to sit there and meditate and inspire us with every breath, and just her presence was so strong. And this spirit lives on in every one of her family members and lives on inside of us. And if we can encapsulate this and bring her with us everywhere we go, that strength and inner peace to do our best to love ourselves in this life and to share that love unconditionally with the others around us, to with small acts of kindness, one at a time, plant little flowers to make our garden and our world around us a better place. And I will definitely do that. I will dedicate my life to doing good deeds just as she did, and I will be sharing all the peace and loving kindness energy and all of the good deeds with her. May all of you here today be uplifted by her strength. May the Denton family always feel her pure love and her pure presence and God's pure light at the center of your being. May you always do your best in your life to love yourself and love others, just as Rosie did and inspired us all to do today. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was a great honor to know her, and it's a great honor to share some thoughts about Rosie. Thank you so much, and Satu, everyone.